Welcome to the ultimate battle of the Titans. In this video, we'll take you on a thrilling ride into the world of Godzilla, king of the monsters. Get ready to witness the epic clash of the Titans as Godzilla fights for the survival of humanity against his greatest enemies. Hold on tight because this is one ride you won't forget. And as always, if you love movies, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Your Movies, to stay updated on all our latest movie recap and never miss a thing. Mark and Emma lost their son in San Francisco in 2014 during the battle between Godzilla and the Titans. The heartbroken Emma later joins an organization called Monarch, which is formed of scientists from different countries, and she continues her study of Titans. After Mark and Emma divorced, their daughter Madison lives with her mother. Years later, another Titan is discovered somewhere in China. It's a larva called Mothra. After Mothra is born, it feels threatened by humans and loses its mind when the containment systems fail. Mothra begins to attack the armed guards around. Luckily, Emma uses the device Orca developed by herself to communicate with Mothra and successfully calms Mothra down. Eventually, suddenly, a group of eco-terrorists break into the lab and abduct Emma and Madison. Having heard the news that the lab is attacked, Sarazawa, a scientist from Monarch, flies immediately to a reserve where Mark is located. It turns out that the terrorists not only kidnapped Emma and Madison, but also they stole the Orca. The prototype of the Orca was destroyed by Mark and Emma. Now Emma has rebuilt another one to communicate with the Titans. Dr. Sarazawa hopes Mark can help them retrieve the Orca that can control the Titans. However, Mark hates the Titans after he lost his son and thinks humans should kill all the monsters. Mark is shocked to learn that scientists have discovered 17 dormant Titans around the world. Sarazawa has a different opinion from Mark. He thinks humans should not kill these ancient giant creatures for their own selfish interests, but should learn to live in harmony with them. Mark finally agrees to help. Later, Mark and Dr. Sarazawa arrive at Castle Bravo. During a meeting, Mark learns that the terrorists who took his wife and daughter were under the lead of a former British Army colonel. The colonel is obsessed with restoring natural order and has been trafficking Titan DNA for years. People think the colonel is after Mothra, which is hiding behind a waterfall in Pupates. However, based on his experience, Mark thinks it is just a diversion. He believes the colonel wants to get something bigger, and he is right. In the meantime, the colonel has taken Emma and Madison to the base in Antarctica where Monster Zero Ghidorah is contained. The colonel gets rid of the staff members there who are in the way and orders Emma to awaken Ghidorah. Back in Castle Bravo, Mark and other scientists noticed Godzilla is approaching them. Using the bioacoustics, Emma isolated, the scientists can track Godzilla. With Godzilla getting closer, Mark suggests they stand down and open the shields. To their surprise, Godzilla's heartbeat is slowing down when it senses that humans have no intention to attack. When they are feeling relieved, Godzilla suddenly turns around and heads in another direction. Based on what he knows about Godzilla, Mark realizes that Godzilla must have felt threatened by some unknown forces. After studying Godzilla's route, they see that it is heading towards Antarctica. It must go after Ghidorah. Mark and the group then get to Antarctica as quickly as possible. The soldiers are ambushed when they enter the base. Worried about his daughter, Mark decides to look for her by himself. Mark finally finds Emma and Madison and realizes there is no kidnapping at all. It turns out Emma chooses to work with the colonel by herself. Emma releases Ghidorah by breaking the ice that contains it in front. Mark awakens it with the Orca device. Ghidorah gets to the surface. However, this monster with 3 dragon heads kills all the soldiers who try to fight it with lighting. All electronic equipment stops working, affected by the lighting that Ghidorah releases. Seeing Ghidorah is going to attack her father, Madison grabs the Orca and plays the frequency that draws Ghidorah's attention. Emma then shuts down the Orca, quickly scared that they will become the Ghidorah's target. Ghidorah stops chasing Emma and stays where it is. Mark and Dr. Sarazawa are trapped in the transport plane. As they are worrying if Ghidorah is going to find them and attack them, Godzilla emerges from under the ice and fights Ghidorah with no hesitation. Even though Godzilla is huge in size and weight, it seems to struggle to fight Ghidorah and gain a lower hand. After a few rounds of fast and furious battle, Godzilla is hit and falls to the ground before it can let out deadly radiation. Energy blast. Mark and the group start to lose hope, seeing Godzilla as no match for Ghidorah. Just then the military's reinforcements arrive. Ghidorah is startled and flies its giant ass away. Mark and the group return to the base safely, and soon he receives a video call from Emma. Emma tells them that she is going to awaken and release all the Titans, which she thinks is the only way to heal the Earth and restore ecological balance. However, Madison doesn't agree with her mother. She starts to worry that her mother's extreme approach will bring greater disaster to humans. Despite the safety risks to the local people, Emma still awakens the Titans with the Orca ahead of the plan. As Rodan the fire demon wakes up, people that are not yet evacuated are all killed by it. Mark and his team noticed from the monitor that a storm is moving fast towards them as Rodan flies in the sky. Mark believes the storm is actually Ghidorah, who is looking for its rivals, so Mark orders the soldiers to open fire at Rodan and lead it to Ghidorah. Rodan and Ghidorah scuffle in the sky as soon as they meet. However, Ghidorah is stronger than Rodan and gains the upper hand in the fight. Soon, Rodan is defeated and falls into the sea. Afterward, when Ghidorah is about to attack Mark, luckily, Godzilla comes to the rescue in time. He bites Ghidorah Ghidorah in the neck and drags it into the sea. During the fight in the sea, Godzilla rips one of Ghidorah's smelly heads off. Meanwhile, the US Navy launches a powerful weapon called the Oxygen Destroyer, which kills all the creatures in the sea after a huge explosion. To people's surprise, the weapon doesn't kill the Ghidorah. Ghidorah bursts to the surface with only 2 heads left, while Godzilla is seriously injured and sinks to the bottom of the sea. People notice that its heartbeat gradually stops. Meanwhile, people are astonished to see that Ghidorah regrows a spared head. Shortly after, Ghidorah awakens the Titans around the world at the same time. Now Emma finally realizes that Ghidorah wants to take control of Earth. She has made a huge mistake. The Titans are destroying the world following the lead of Ghidorah. In the meantime, the monster Mothra, who is hiding behind a waterfall, emerges from its cocoon. It spreads out huge luminous wings which amazes the mortal people around. To figure out where Ghidorah came from, Mark and other scientists start to look for the answer from the mythology. They find that Ghidorah is not from the Earth but an alien. Emma also realizes what destruction that Ghidorah could bring, so she tries to convince the Colonel to fix the mistake. However, the Colonel has always hated humans. To him, Pandora's box has been opened and there is no going back for humanity. Worried about his family, Mark decides to look for his daughter on his own. While he is getting ready, he sees Mothra, who is flying in the sky and her whole body is glowing. Mothra comes here to call Godzilla, who responds to it weakly. People are so happy to see that Godzilla is still alive in the sea bottom. To save Godzilla, Mark suggests they use a nuclear warhead to help Godzilla heal. So they follow Mothra to the sea and the team take a submarine to an ancient underwater city. While exploring there, they discover the legend about the Titans recorded on the ancient wall. Soon after, the team locate Godzilla. The underwater kingdom is highly radioactive and there is magma everywhere they can see. Godzilla is resting and trying to heal on his own. However, this self-healing process could be very long, so it is better to help it speed up. Back on the surface, Madison realizes her mother has gone too far. She steals the orca and wants to stop everything that is happening with it. She goes to a stadium and broadcasts a frequency that can calm the Titans down from the orca through the speakers to the world. Because of that, the Titans stop fighting with the soldiers, which gives humans a chance to escape in the submarine in the depths of the sea. Dr. Sarazawa decides to sacrifice himself to help Godzilla. He comes to Godzilla in a one-man underwater craft through the highly radioactive area after detonating the warhead drive. Sarazawa touches Godzilla gently, the Titan he has spent his whole life studying, and says goodbye to it. The huge explosion pushes the submarine, with the scientists inside, to the surface of the sea. Godzilla absorbs the radiation and heals rapidly. It revives and emerges to the surface of the sea. Full of power, it glares at Mark and other people. After seeing the humans show no hostility towards it, it then turns around and heads to Ghidorah. After Godzilla has left, Mark studies the orca signal and finds that Emma combined Godzilla's bioacoustics with humans. Because of that, the Titans think another apex predator has appeared. Ghidorah is searching for the signal with other Titans. The scientists track the signal and find the exact location of the signal, which is in Boston. To save her daughter, Emma breaks up with Monarch. Meanwhile, the Ghidorah follows the signal and arrives at the stadium. The Ghidorah destroys the speakers that are broadcasting the signal. Seeing this, Madison turns off the orca quickly and wants to leave. Unfortunately, she is discovered by Ghidorah. The Ghidorah attacks the stadium with lighting strikes. Madison manages to run away. The Ghidorah chases after her tightly. While it is going to attack Madison, a blue light hits Ghidorah, who is just about to let out a lighting attack. It is Godzilla who saves Madison's life. Godzilla then falls into fierce battles with Ghidorah. Their energy blasts collide and knock Madison over. She gets on her feet and runs to the house where her family used to live. Godzilla is still fighting with Ghidorah. Its radiation is piercing through the roof and going to lead to a thermonuclear explosion. Once it loses control, Mark arrives with a team landing somewhere near the stadium and starts searching for Madison and the orca device. And they find the orca in the ruins, which is damaged, but they haven't found Madison yet. Just then, Emma arrives in a vehicle and asks everyone to get in. Reminded by a soldier, Emma and Mark realize that Madison may have gone home. They head to their home immediately, only to find it destroyed in the explosion. They find Madison in a bathtub in the ruins. Luckily, she is still alive. Meanwhile, Martha finds Godzilla and joins the battle, trying to help its bestie, Godzilla. However, it is intercepted by Rodan, Fedora's bestie. Mothra struggles with Rodan in the sky. Soon, Mothra's wings are injured by Rodan's raging fire. Rodan pins Mothra down on a high building, while Mothra stamps Rodan in the chest with a barb on its tail. After defeating Rodan, Mothra comes back to its bestie Godzilla, who however, is beaten to the ground soon by Ghidorah. Mothra still goes for Ghidorah, but it is no match for Ghidorah at all. Soon it is hit by Ghidorah's deadly lighting and burned to ashes in the air. While dying, it transfers all its remaining energy to its bestie, Godzilla, which helps Godzilla heal and transform. However, Ghidorah doesn't give any chance for Godzilla to mourn for its bestie's death. It keeps fighting Godzilla before Godzilla can stand up. Mark and Emma want to help the weakening Godzilla. They fix the orca and reactivate it to get Ghidorah's attention. To protect her family, Emma decides to stay behind and leave the Ghidorah away so that Madison and other people have time to escape. So Emma takes the orca and drives away. The Ghidorah chases after her. Mark and and Madison safely leave the dangerous area in a plane. Ghidorah lets out a lightning blast and hits Emma's car before it kills Emma. Godzilla appears, who has finished the transformation and is fully refreshed and powered. Right now, Godzilla is like a burning sun. Wherever it goes, everything melts. Due to its high radiation, Godzilla attacks Ghidorah with full energy and doesn't give it any chance to fight back. In the end, Ghidorah is defeated by a deadly blow and burned to ash by Godzilla. The next minute, Godzilla stands up from the ruins with one of Ghidorah's smelly heads in its mouth. Godzilla lets out a full blast of energy from its mouth and announces its final victory. The other Titans gather around Godzilla and bow down to it. For right now, Godzilla has taken Ghidorah's place and become the new king of the monsters. As people think it is finished, the Colonel leads his men to a secret warehouse where Ghidorah's one severed head is stored. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel if you love movies, and don't forget to watch our other videos as well. Till then, see you on the next video.